Hey everyone, welcome back. And if you are new here, thanks for joining. We are going to start something new. It's going to be a monthly spending breakdown where we're going to share our real numbers as we move into our early retirement. So each month we will walk you through exactly what we have spent, what we have saved, and how we keep our lifestyle both simple and fulfilling. We are very intentional with our spending, but we never feel like we are sacrificing on the things that we love to do. We do focus more on experiences and freedom and time, and all those things really matter to us. So let's get into it. For October, our basic monthly living expenses came in right around $2,000, and that is pretty normal for us. This is also not including health insurance, which I will cover later in the video. So let's go through it category by category and talk about what has helped us stay on track this last month. The first item is our property taxes. We live in Nebraska and our property tax rate is about 1.5%. And that's compared to the national median of 1%. So for 2025, our total property tax bill came to $3,172.38. So if we break that up per month, it averages out to about $258. We have lived in this house for 28 years and we paid it off back in July of 2011. And it has been one of the best financial decisions that we have ever made. So paying off our home has given us freedom and peace of mind, and it does keep our monthly living costs low in case of any job losses or change of income or for early retirement. Next up is home insurance. So we recently switched companies and we have been able to save some money. We lowered it from $301 a month to $250. Now the national average is around $2,600, so we are a bit above that, but we are happy with what we have now, and it is lower than what we were paying before. And then this is a perfect example of how shopping around every once in a while is going to save you some money. So next is car insurance at $32 a month. And we also switched car insurance companies. It didn't change it much. I think it was like $2. So not a big deal with changing that, but we do drive a 2015 Subaru Outback. We bought that brand new in 2014. This is the only car that we own. We chose to actually buy a brand new car and keep it for a long period of time to save us money. So it is very reliable. We haven't had to put much money into it anyway, so a great way to save money for us. Plus, as a one-car family, I bike commute everywhere I go for the most part. I really enjoy it. It's something that I have always done, and I have no problem riding my bike to most places. We do live in an area where there's a grocery store nearby and we have a pharmacy, and pretty much everything we need isn't too far away, usually within a 5-mile radius. Anything that's a longer trip, we do use the car for. So it is great for our budget to have just the one car, plus it being an older car, and me being a bike commuter has been way better for my health as well. And then our town also has some really good bike trails. It does connect a lot of major things together, so we use that a lot as well. Now moving on to utilities. Our utilities do cover gas and electric. Now that is about $150 a month, which is actually a little bit lower than the national average. And our gas and electric kind of switch between seasons. So during the winter, we pay more gas. During the summer, we pay more electricity. And we do also keep our thermostat a bit modest. So when it is really, really hot outside, we do turn on the air conditioner just a little bit less than what most people would do. I don't want to wear a sweatshirt and have to wear socks and use a blanket during the summer. So we don't keep it super cold in our house, but more comfortable for our liking. And then during the winter, we do have a wood burning stove in our living room, which brings us a lot of joy because we really like the cozy feel in the winter of having the wood burning stove going. It heats up the house very nicely and saves us some money. The next few items on our list are not that interesting, but we will go over them. They're pretty simple and basic. So the first one is trash service. That is a flat $24 a month. Nothing special here. It's simple and steady. Count on it every month. Our internet is at $82, which is a bit high than compared to what we used to pay. And that's because when our son lived at home, he was in college, but he also worked from home. He works on computers, so he needed faster internet, and we just never got rid of it. We might look into getting rid of that or lowering it as we get to the end of the year. And then next on there is TV subscriptions, which is running us about $45 a month. That covers Amazon Prime and Netflix. Now that is actually lower than what it was earlier this year. Like I think it was last month, we decided to cut out Disney Plus and Max. We weren't using them that much. Even though I am a big Star Wars and Marvel fan, I just didn't see the point in rewatching those movies again. We were ready to take a break, so we cut that one to save some money, didn't need it. So we used trimming our subscriptions to save some money each month, and it doesn't really feel like much of a loss to us. So now on to our cell phones, and those cost us about $110 a month. It is a little bit higher than what some carriers provide, but we do know that for us, we wanted coverage throughout the US for when we travel, but also we do have some coverage outside of the US, which would save us some money. We did also recently get new phones so that we can use them for YouTube filming gear. And it's just an expense that we are willing to pay a little bit extra for right now, and it does also help support what we love doing. Then we have the fuel for our car. That runs us about $100 a month, and I kind of budgeted that one a little high. We don't normally spend $100 a month, but sometimes if we have to go out of town for something, we just kind of add that one into there. So having one car really helps with this. We only have to fill one car a month. Since I do my biking for errands and anything else that I enjoy doing, we did pay $2.61 the other day per gallon at Costco, and I feel like that's a little bit lower than some of the other prices I've seen around town recently. And that tank is going to last us about 2.5 to 3 weeks. So small daily habits like this do make a big difference over the course of the year with our savings. And then on to our food budget. It comes in around $500 a month, and that does include both our groceries and dining out. So this one has been a very big topic on my channel in the comments. We don't go out to eat very much. If we do, it might be once or twice a month, and it's usually dinner with friends. So when we do go out, we usually share a meal. Well, no, we always share a meal. And that is because I personally can't eat a full meal that they serve at a restaurant. I feel like they have really huge servings. So we share a meal, we really like the same foods, and it happens to work out really well for us. And then at home, we do eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and plenty of grains and low-cost protein sources like beans and lentils and eggs. So some people do say that, produce can be expensive, and yes, it can be. But we found that it helps to also eat in season. It does cut down the cost quite a bit, or if we have to, we will eat frozen produce, kind of to make up for the extra cost of fresh produce. So we are very intentional about how much we buy also, and that will help us reduce our food waste, what we throw away, just trying to make our food kind of work into other meals so that there is nothing that we have to throw away. And we do also love whole foods, and that it's just what makes us feel best and healthiest for ourselves. But we're not strict about it. We do also pick up a few convenience meals that we really enjoy, and that just sometimes helps keep life a little bit easy flowing on our busy days. So here in Nebraska, our grocery prices do run about 5% below the national average. So between being mindful with our shopping and minimal waste, this budget works really well for us. This next area is what I call miscellaneous. So that is about $450 a month. And that is going to include things that I didn't really have a basic category for. So it is flexible. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less, but $450 just seemed like a really good range that we typically fit into. So this is going to include our gym memberships, which is $50 a month for the two of us. And then also any household or personal items, pet supplies, and also any drinks that we may consume throughout the month. And that is including coffee with friends, or sometimes we like to enjoy the adult beverages. This last month for October, I am also including that I bought a new pair of cycling shoes that were about $70. So when I add all of these everything else items into one bucket, it's about $450, and it does keep our budget a little more realistic without feeling restrictive. Now let's talk about health insurance. So currently we have our health insurance paid through the end of the year, so I am not including this into our monthly expenses. Now, moving into 2026, we are not sure exactly what we're going to do for health insurance. We are looking at many different options. And part of that is because we are going to be traveling for part of the year. So trying to figure out, do we get insurance for the whole year here in the States, or do we take a traveler's insurance while we're gone and then have regular insurance here for part of the year? We don't know yet. We're still working on the numbers. But what we are looking at, we are finding that it's around $700 a month for the two of us to get coverage. Like I said, it also depends on where we're at and what kind of coverage we are going to take. So I'll talk about that next year in January when we finally figure that one out, because that will start in our January budget. I am going to add a side note because it seems like people ask this all the time. We do have two kids. They're adults though, and they are on their own, making their own way through life. And because we have worked on our own finances throughout their lives, they have seen how making small changes and trying to figure out what is important to them, they have realized that they can cut back on things that they don't find important to save money for the things that are important for them or for their future. They really like the idea of retiring early, as they have watched us go into this. So they are working on building their own future. So with that, October, our core living expenses did stay around $2,000 like it usually does. Even with the extras, everything we spent had a purpose and intention behind it. So some people say that there is absolutely no way that you can live on $2,000 a month, but it does really depend on your lifestyle and where you live and also what you value. So for us, we don't have car payments, we don't have a mortgage, and we choose time and freedom and experience over stuff. So we don't spend a lot of money. Now, some people do love their boats and RVs and new homes, and that is totally fine. It's great for them. But for us, it's more about flexibility and a peace of mind doing the things that we really want to do. So thanks for watching today. And before you go, I'd like to hear from you. Let me know, what is one thing that you have done lately to lower your monthly expenses, or something that you would never want to cut from your budget? Drop it in the comments below. We read every one and love seeing how others make it work for them. And if you like seeing our real life early retirement numbers, make sure to like, subscribe, and share so you don't miss on next month's breakdown. We'll see you next time.